The Ryugyong-Hotel, standing at 330 meters, is the tallest building in North Korea and is located in the heart of Pyongyang. In the bustling metropolis, numerous extravagant monuments and structures exist, yet this pyramid eclipses them all, quite literally. The unique structure is recognizable from several kilometers away. Initially intended to become the world's tallest hotel and a flagship representation of the country, the construction of this imposing edifice commenced over 30 years ago with the laying of its foundation. However, despite the rapid erection of its imposing frame in a few short years, the hotel has yet to host a single guest. The entire building has remained vacant for decades. But why? What factors contribute to this colossal failure? And will anyone ever have the opportunity to spend a night within its walls? This is the story of the Ryugyong-Hotel. North Korea stands as one of the most secluded nations globally, its totalitarian regime rarely granting true insights into life within its borders. While the outside world perceives North Korea in a certain way, understanding the nation's internal dynamics remains essential. Throughout its history, the North Korean government has commissioned the construction of grandiose prestige structures within the capital, Pyongyang. These opulent skyscrapers and awe-inspiring monuments serve as testaments to the country's supposed modernity, affluence, and stability. To comprehend the significance of the Ryugyong-Hotel, it's crucial to delve briefly into the nation's history. Until 1945, Korea was under Japanese colonial rule. Following Japan's defeat in World War II, Korea was divided into two occupation zones by the victorious powers. The United States occupied the South, while the Soviet Union occupied the North. This division set the stage for the stark contrast between South and North Korea's subsequent trajectories. South Korea evolved into a democracy and engaged with the world, while North Korea adopted totalitarian communism, leading to their status as bitter adversaries. The Korean War of 1950 further solidified this division, resulting in over 4 million deaths over 3 years and entrenching the separation. Fast forward a few decades, and South and North Korea remain as arch-enemies. In 1986, a South Korean company constructs the tallest hotel in the world at the time, located in Singapore. Meanwhile, South Korea hosts the Olympic Games, gaining considerable prestige. However, the North Korean regime, then under dictator Kim Il-sung, viewed these developments with disdain. So, in response, North Korea hosted its own version of the Olympics in 1989, dubbed the World Festival of Youth and Students. This event welcomed over 10,000 participants from 177 countries to Pyongyang, and the nation invested heavily in enhancing the city's infrastructure, spending $4 billion on new roads, stadiums, and notably, a new hotel. This new hotel, the Ryugyong-Hotel, was meant to overshadow its South Korean counterpart by a staggering 104 meters, making it the tallest hotel in the world. It would also serve as a symbol of North Korea's supremacy. In 1987, construction on the Ryugyong-Hotel commenced, and just 2 years later, the framework of the monumental structure was already visible. However, the project faced significant hurdles, and the grand opening, initially scheduled for 1990, was delayed to 1992. This delay was due to various challenges, including financial constraints and geopolitical shifts. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 resulted in the loss of North Korea's major benefactor and support system. Despite these setbacks, the hotel's height reached its intended 330 meters by 1992, towering above its surroundings. By then, the Ryugyong-Hotel had also amassed an estimated cost of $750 million. When North Korea was confronted with financial hardships, the momentum behind the construction began to wane. In 1993, work on the hotel was entirely halted, and the imposing structure stood unfinished for an extended period. The subsequent years marked a tumultuous time for North Korea, characterized by economic crises, widespread famine, and dire living conditions for the population. Meanwhile, the imposing gray shell of the Ryugyong-Hotel continued to stand as a stark reminder of the country's unfulfilled ambitions. Over a decade later, around 2008, the Egyptian telecommunications company Orascom entered into an agreement to complete the long-abandoned Ryugyong-Hotel project. The plan was part of a larger deal involving telecommunications infrastructure. By 2011, the exterior of the hotel was finally completed, coinciding with the rise of Kim Jong-un to power following the death of his father, Kim Jong-il. During this period, the German luxury hotel group Kempinski announced plans to furnish the upper portion of the building with 150 hotel rooms, sparking anticipation of the hotel's long-awaited opening. However, political tensions between North Korea and the West escalated, leading to Kempinski's withdrawal from the project in 2013. As a result, the hotel's doors remained firmly shut, and the dream of hosting guests in its luxurious confines remained unrealized. Instead of accommodating visitors, the Ryugyong-Hotel became a canvas for propaganda. Thousands of LED screens were installed on the facade, projecting looping 4-minute videos showcasing North Korea's history and sporting political slogans. At the summit of the hotel, a massive North Korean flag was illuminated. Behind its facade, however, the reality of the Ryugyong-Hotel paints a different picture. The barren interiors and unfinished state of the building hint at structural concerns, suggesting that the construction lacks the essential supportive steel framework to complement its massive concrete bulk. As experts have pointed out, the absence of this supportive steel structure undermines the integrity of the hotel's construction. Despite sporadic progress and glimpses of hope, the Ryugyong-Hotel's story continues to be one of unfulfilled promise. If you liked my second ever long-form video, please consider subscribing.